race fans, 7 Midwest Mod events this past weekend. National title is coming down to the wire for the top spot. And let's get to Ryan's recap, then we'll get to this week's power rankings. We'll talk a little bit about what's coming up here this weekend. It's going to be good, I promise you that. So let's start out west in Sheridan, Wyoming. They had their Fall Classic, a doubleheader Friday and Saturday, and that's the House of Likers, I'm telling you. So Troy Liker did not get it done, which Lucas Rodin was cheering for Troy Liker. Tony Liker flat out dominated. Parked it in Victory Lane both nights out there, putting heavy pressure on Lucas Rodin to get her done in Jamestown. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. 22 on the year for Tony Liker, and it is really close between those two. And let's go to Jamestown. Jamestown, North Dakota, 50th annual Jamestown Stock Car Stampede. And what's interesting, the features at Sheridan in the Midwest Mods got done before the features even went on the track for the Midwest Mods. So Lucas Rodin knew that when he won, when Liker won the feature on Friday, that put him back in the point lead. Rodin had to win. Same thing happened on Saturday, and it was good. It came down to the wire. On Friday night out there, good old Grimer, Jason Grimes, looked like he had it won, got into lap traffic, and Grimes, he made a rookie mistake. What are you thinking? It was top dominant. Closing laps, he got down inside of lappers trying to work the bottom, could not clear him, and Rodin just drove by him all on the top. I'm like, oh man, Grimes, you know better than that. But Rodin, he found the sweet spot, made it happen. And then night 2, this one looked like it was over. Ryan Schroeder had a pretty good hot rod, and Rodin did all he could to catch him in lap traffic at the very end. He took the white flag, and I don't know why, but Schroeder went down kind of to the middle to kind of maybe block or something, and Rodin went to the bottom. As they came off turn 2, Schroeder dipped the right rear off the track. Contact was made. He went around. Lucas Rodin, he parked it in Victory Lane. And I tell you what, that battle between Liker and Rodin, it ain't over. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. So, over in Bemidji, Minnesota, the 42nd annual Paul Bunyan Stampede. Here's a guy that's barely raced all year, had a few shows early, basically did not run most of the year. Gary James Nelson, he doubled up. He was pretty impressive, too, that night. He won from the 4th row, which, I'll be honest, winning from the 4th row is tough. It's really tough in Bemidji, and he got it done. Quite the surprise. Looking at this, he had one show combined in June, July, and August. So I don't know if he just worked all summer or what, but then he unloaded, and he was crazy fast, parking in Victory Lane both nights up at the home of the Chicken Shack. Now, the 41st annual Punky Manor Challenge of Champions at the Red Cedar Speedway in Menominee. History made. 14-year-old Kennedy Swan parks it in Victory Lane. She's been very good. Won the track championship there, of course. Flat out dominated this one. Drove away. She started on the pole, but she left them. And she became not only the youngest driver to ever win a Punky Manor Challenge of Champions, but the first female to ever win as well. So I tell you what, that 14-year-old girl, she's got the car control of a veteran. And congratulations, tip of the cap, Kennedy Swan. Job well done. So let's get over to the Casino Speedway, Watertown, South Dakota. They had the 4th annual Autumn Classic over there. A great bounce-back weekend for Mikey Nichols. Rough weekend over at the 100. He don't want to talk about that one very much, but he flat-out dominated. We talked about him most of the year. Seemed like he started 4th row, 5th row, like every single night, but he drew the front row both nights, and you don't want Mike Nichols on the front row at Casino. I mean, it's pretty much over. He kind of drove away pretty uncontested, and he became the winningest driver in Midwest Mod history in 23 or 24, something like that, at the Casino Speedway. So congratulations, Mikey Nichols. Then the Granite City Motor Park. They had a race on Sunday over there. They got their doubleheader coming up, the Piston Cup. But Brennan Gave, he parked it in Victory Lane. He's been quick the second half, right at the end of the year here. He had one win in April, and then he was kind of there, but he just couldn't get it in Victory Lane. He was winless in May, June, July, and August. So 4 months without a win, and now he's got 2 in invitational season, 1 at the Viking Speedway, and then he got 1 over here at the Granite City Motor Park. And I don't even need to say who he held off. Lucas Rodin made the trip over there, got second, started on the front row with him. So Brendan Gave jumped out front and did Tony Liker a big, big favor. And then there was one up north of the border as well. The Victory Lane Speedway up in Winnipeg. Austin Hunter, a perennial powerhouse. This guy here, 7th of the year in just 16 shows. And I'm so waiting for the borders to open because Austin Hunter is always a guy that's in the conversation for the national championship. And after a couple of years of not being able to race for it, he's got to be hungry. Great job for him and looking forward to 2022. So coming up this weekend, national title implications on the line. Literally, Lucas Rodin, I believe he has it's either 4 or 5 points. I think it's 4 points ahead of Tony Liker. I mean, it is down to the wire. Literally, one win separates those two. If Lucas Rodin goes winless, Liker wins 1, he's got the point lead. It's a big weekend. So where can they race? Madison, Minnesota, the 7th annual Lou's Madtown Showdown. That's, of course, Friday and Saturday. They got the inaugural Piston Cup over at the Granite City Motor Park. That's Friday and Saturday. Both of those 2 complete shows. And then the Devil's Lake Speedway has the Fall Last Call Spectacular. That's a standalone show on Saturday only. And then they got the Red Clay Classic up at the ABC Raceway. Heats on Friday, features on Saturday for that as well. So several races going on. And potentially, see, right now on the schedule, there's 4 races. But if Granite rains out on Friday and Madison somehow gets it in, Granite's going to run on Sunday. So there could potentially be 3 races this weekend and then 1 the following weekend at Ogilvie, 1 the following weekend in Superior. So 4, maybe 5 races left. It's going to be right down to the wire for that championship. So let's get to it. The October 1st edition of the BuyRaceShirts.com One to Go Show Midwest Mod Power Rankings brought to you by our friends over at Shocker Hitch. And, of course, Scott Vince at RHR Swag, Rebel Midwest Mod Tour, does a lot for the sport. I want to thank everybody involved there, of course. So at number 10, Brady Utman. I know last couple weeks ain't been great for Brady Utman, but he's been very fast the second half of the year. 4 wins, including he won night 1 at the Northern Nationals. He won the showdown. That was $2,000 to win over at the Northern Nationals against the Supers. And I don't know if you remember, but he had an epic battle with Tyler Vernon at the 444 Memorial for Tanner Byholm over there. That was a hell of a race. He almost won that deal. He's my dark horse pick for this weekend. Brady Utman in the 9. He's a guy right there, young gun. He's good around that place. There could be some rain, little traction. He's not afraid to get up on the wheel. Keep an eye on him. He's at number 10. Number 9, Jake Smith. Stellar rookie season. I've heard it, right? A lot of people, oh man, he races the easy stuff. I hear it all the time. He's a rookie. He's 18 years old. He races where he's got to race. He had a goal in mind of winning the Rookie of the Year honors, trying to get up in the top 5 in national points. You do what you got to do. Don't hate the player, hate the game, but he's got a fast hot rod. 16 wins on the year. Question is he going to go to Granite City for the Piston Cup? Is he going to go to Madison for Lou's Madtown Showdown? He's won at both. Including, I think it was $1,000 to win that he won over at Granite City. They had that big Midwest Mod special earlier in the year. So he can win at both of them and lock himself into a top 5 in the season. He's put together a solid year. He's at number 9. At number 8, Tyler Vernon. 12 shows in Ashland. Get this. 10 podiums, 4 wins. Then I think he had a 4th and a 6th, right? So that was his worst one. Pretty much all of them, he starts 9th because he's high point average guy over there. He won the 444 Memorial for Tanner Byholm, that great race he had with Brady Utman. He got 2nd over at that Memorial Day deal as well. I think that was behind Brandon Jensen. Tyler Vernon is my pick to win the Red Clay Classic this weekend at the ABC Raceway up in Ashland. At number 7, Tyler Kittner. His best year ever. Tyler's had a great year. 15 wins on the year, 3 track championships. 2nd, of course, Tyler Vernon won the Labor Day Shootout. Tyler Kittner got 2nd. He ran well there. He's heading to the Red Clay. If somehow the track slicks off, and it's looking like they could get some rain, so who knows? It could be Cowboy Up over there. But if it slicks off, that's his size of track. Tyler Kittner could be a guy that can make some noise over there because it's not that much different than Hibbing, Ashland, Grand Rapids, where he's good at all 3 of those tracks. Let's see what Tyler Kittner can do in Ashland. At number 6, the Cowboy, Shane Howell. very strong second part of the year. I mean, he's on the podium every night. He looked good over at Viking Speedway for their doubleheader. He was excellent at the Northern Nationals. He was excellent at the Wissota 100. He took this past weekend off. I talked to him. He said he's not sure what the plans are for the rest of the year. You know, the weather looks a little sketchy. So when people see the weather, they're like, I don't know if I want to do anything. He's not really in the hunt for like a top 5 in national points or nothing. But they got one coming at the end of the year where he could be my pick over there. Of course, they have the Can-Am Clash up at the Gondikwa Speedway in Superior. Old Cowboy gets around that place really good. If there's one of these races left at the end of the year where I pick him to win, it's over in Superior, Wisconsin. At number 5, Brandon Jensen. He won the Legendary, right? He won the 5K, the Month of Money show over at the Cedar Lake Speedway. But let's not forget, he also won the Memorial Day deal over at the ABC Raceway. Where are they going this weekend? Red Clay Classic, ABC Raceway. That 21B is rocket fast, and he's got to be one of the picks to win as well. At number 4, Mike Nichols. 15 wins and flat out dominated. I think he's got 15 wins. Yeah, he does. 15 wins and dominated the Autumn Classic. Yeah, he started up front, but he drove away, and it's Midwest Mods. There's yellows, and he was pretty much uncontested. Now, a little bit of drama on night 1. You got to make the call, jump on a Dirt Race Central. He was leading the race, and there was an altercation between him and Zabel there. You make the call on that one. The officials made it. I think the call was right. And he's got a shot right now. He's got a shot to take that 3rd spot away from Troy Liker. He's going to have to do some damage. He's got to probably win a couple this weekend to make it happen. But Mike Nichols is solid in 4th in the national standings, has a shot at 3rd. And here's a guy that, you know, if he would have taken the first 3 months and ran 3 nights a week instead of 2, he could be right there with Lucas Rodin and Tony Liker. But Nichols has put together a solid season. I have him at number 4. At number 3, Troy Liker. 16 wins, currently 3rd, just a handful of points there ahead of Mike Nichols. I'm just not sure if there's a more dominant brother duo than the Liker boys, right? You got Tony Liker, Troy Liker. Them two have been flat out dominant all year long. If one of those two would just go away, the other one would be the national champ. It would be over. It wouldn't even be close. But they kind of robbed each other just a little bit, and they're kind of their own worst enemies as far as the national points go. But they always say iron sharpens iron, and then Likers, they know how to get around the racetrack. And speaking of Likers, number 2, Tony Liker, 22 wins. On the podium twice over at the 100, and literally just a couple points, 4 points, I believe, behind Lucas Rodin for the national title. The Mountain States Mod Tour, he went 4 for 4 in that. This guy is the real deal. I'm going to be on both of these two. Troy and Tony Liker are legit race car drivers. I mean, it don't matter where they go. They're extremely fast. They're fun to watch. Rumor has it they're loaded up and they're coming east. Where? I don't know. I don't know where Rodin's going either, kind of depending on the weather. I mean, the 2 options really are the Granite City Motor Park and Madison. Not sure which one they're going to go. Hopefully they all race head to head. I'd love to see them guys battle it out. But right now, Tony Liker at number 2, and he's on. And at number 1, the nightmare, Lucas Rodin. Doubled up at Jamestown. Huge pressure on him to get it done. Won the Wissota 100. Won the Golden Hammer at Devil's Lake. I think he might have won that big special up at Buffalo River, too. The Rebel Midwest Mod Tour Series champion. He's got the national point lead, 24 wins. And I'm telling you what, Midwest Mod fans, it's a big, big week. It's a huge week this week. You got Rodin, Likers, Nichols, those 4. That's the top 4 in national points. If they all go to Madison, you could be looking at the top 4 drivers in Wissota, possibly at the Madtown Showdown. That'd be exciting to see. If you're not there, I think Dirt Race Central will have the action. You will not want to miss it. I promise you that. So, holding down the top spot, October 1st edition of the BuyRaceShirts.com one-to-go show Midwest Mod Power Rankings, powered by Shocker Hitch and RHR Swag. The Nightmare, Lucas Rodin in the 19 ride.